Well, I need to keep out of range of this dude, because he's scary.
Let's make some opportunities. Who, if not me?
Like, did I miss something and I should be taking actions with Conrad? Because he's just staring.
I'll see to it personally. I'll make it happen.
Boom. Done. Okay.
What suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
Spread it.
I'm
Nobody's
afraid
there.
I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
Ooh. Attack denial. Characters with melee weapons block adjacent enemies' ability to perform attacks with ranged weapons. Pistols and shotguns are an exception to this rule. These can be fired at point-blank range. Got it. You can open the map using M to orient yourself. I like that. Too bad it doesn't, like, actually show you where... any waypoints are, but, you know, whatever.
I always have a backup plan.
The wires in the servitor's head are still smoldering. It would seem that the cause of the malfunction was short-circuiting of the motive force. Tarantula sentry gun constructed with the blessing of the Adeptus Mechanicus using a standard template construct in the manufactorums of Kiava Gamma. Lehman Russ battle tank, reclaimed and restored by the grace of the God Emperor, the first breach of the capital walls during the pacification of Vortes Chthon.
I always keep my options open.
Just more stuff to explore. Onward to the story. Wait, no, go back. What's this panel over here? I can't fuck with it. Okay, onward.
Keep your wits about you.
So I guess just keep going this way? I am so confused. This game gets me lost real easy.
That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide. Practically an admission of heresy.
Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation. No worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Ion 6, Edelthrad?
Let's survey the room. Your first impression of Edelthrad, who appears to be about 30 years old, is of parchment-like skin stretched over a tightly bundled mass of sinew, implants, and bone. Nervously twitching fingers and a face twisted by a slight tic, and the jerky movements are all signs of some illness or defect that has taken over his physical form. In stark contrast to Edelthrad, Theodora von Valencius's features appear as if they were carved from marble, eternal and indestructible. Her head raised high, proud posture, hands clasped tightly behind her back. Everything seems to emphasize the difference in status between her and Edelthrad. Next to the two of them, you see two more men. One is a gray-haired officer of impeccable bearing, who is studying the contents of his data slate. The other is a behemoth, bristling with holsters and baldricks containing all manner of weapons.
Our second candidate has joined us. Approach and give me your answer. Consider this hypothetical situation. Ion 6. A new world on the fringes of the Coronis expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure?
5 options, technically 6, but we're not going to say I don't know. Passive skill tests. Your character's skills reflect their knowledge and abilities. Some dialogues automatically initiate passive skill tests. If such a test succeeds, new information will be revealed or a hidden dialogue option will unlock. If your character is traveling with allies, the party member with the highest score in the applicable skill is selected for each given passive skill test. Got it. So, Lore Xenos succeeded. These spirits could well be the natives' name for dangerous aliens. I would first verify if that is indeed the case, and if the population of Ion 6 engages in Xeno worship. Or 2. Lore Warp. There are ways to confirm whether what is happening on Ion 6 is witchcraft or not. It might cost several psychers to do so, but it will give us the answer. Or 3, if my particular life experiences are any indication, some of the natives would eagerly betray the chieftains in exchange for a quiet life serving aboard my ship. I would then leave dealing with Ion 6 to those who know it best. Or 4, these reports of spirits certainly would certainly sound like evidence of heresy. However, I would put my interests first. No matter what it means, I would have to use the riches of Ion... no matter what means I would have to use, the riches of Ion 6 would be mine. Or Ion 6 must be purged. Not sure who that was, but that'll be exciting to find out. What? Oh. Oh yeah, Ion 6 must be purged. For the good of the Imperium, I shall exterminate these heretical beliefs and otherworldly powers that rule the native apostates. 1? Yeah, 1. Okay.
Reasonable and prudent. However, chasing after ethereal creatures may prove a rather long and fruitless endeavor.
Apart from Xenos, an untrodden planet might be teeming with myriad horrors that are far more dangerous and difficult to eradicate. I suspect that you are simply unaware of their existence.
Ooh, option 1. I gave a straight answer to a simple question, which, as I understand, was well more than you could do, Aethelstrad. Or 2. We are both servants of the God Emperor and Lady Theodora. Does it become anyone of our status to engage in petty feuds? Or 3. I find your tone most disagreeable, Aethelstrad. You will kindly alter the manner in which you address me, or else you will live to regret the consequences. Or 4. Shut your mouth, Aethelstrad, before I decide to shut it for you. 1.
Insolent, ignorant upstart. How dare you?
Edelthrad, I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officers' deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview.
I'd be sitting over here, so I'm on camera.
I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time.
So, why are you here?
1, was it not you who sent for me? 2, there are questions that I wish to have answered. Or 3, I do not know just yet. I hope you will clarify that. I'm going with option 1.
You have ceded the opening that was offered to you in a woeful display of meekness. Admittedly, this tendency is equally strong in all who toil in the Emperor's service. Immutable hierarchy, absolute obedience, lickspittlery, compulsion to please. I value none of these things. From the moment my envoys came for you, the terms of your existence changed. My name is Theodora von Valancius Massimo of Scaris. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity. And my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic. The warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness, beyond the Imperium, and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign, and bow death and ruin to us all. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon, resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you are one of those with von Valancius blood in their veins and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes.
1, I am ready to take on this sacred purpose. Or 2, it's all too sudden for me. Or 3, one of. Does this mean there are other heirs? Just a sec. There's a lot of new people here. Hey, folks, there's a Discord server attached to this wonderful Twitch community. You should join. If you join, remember to go to the pronouns channel first to select a pronoun role. Now, back to our game.
Naturally. Some have yet to arrive on board, but you have had the pleasure of meeting one of them. Edelthrad may be somewhat disconcerted by the scale of the responsibilities that may potentially fall upon his shoulders. However, I have a good feeling about him as a candidate.
I don't. He seems to be an absolute boob.
Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful. If not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Kunrad Voitvir served me for many years before he made his mistake.
Did I? Nah, I'm gonna go in order. 4. Oh, 5? Okay, cool. Did I hear you correctly? The Master of Whispers is related to you?
His kinship to me is most distant, as is yours. Nonetheless, he does bear the name von Valancius, even if he avoids using it publicly, and as such, strictly speaking, can be considered my heir. That door, however, is closed to him. Voigtvir's performance in his current role is satisfactory. Or it used to be, at least.
If you're satisfied with Edelthrad, then what sense is there in having this conversation? Why are you wasting your time on me?
Impatience. I am rather fond of impatient people. They are not as quick to resign themselves to circumstance and more eager to show initiative. Even if I do choose Edelthrad as my successor, I will still require loyal advisors. The skills and knowledge you acquired in your former life may prove invaluable here, in the Coronis Expanse. One could not in good faith describe your background as one of exemplary service to the Imperium. However, I am intrigued by you and your past. To have survived and prospered between the letters of the law is a rare achievement among those in our circle. You are skilled in the art of taking risks and cutting corners. Trust me when I say...
Hang on, I need to fix the audio for this, so y'all can properly hear it.
that you will have sufficient opportunity to apply this talent for the good of the house. Moreover, even changing your family name will not rid you of the fame you previously garnered. I hope it will also help you bring glory to the von Valancius dynasty, to which you now belong.
Thank you for clarifying. May I ask my questions now?
I have some time before the Navigator gives the signal to initiate the Void Ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge.
Straight to the point. 4. What are my current responsibilities?
Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel and in your new position. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you as I did for Edelthrad. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide.
An incident took place on the officer's deck. Some servitors went berserk and attacked the crew.
Is that so? Perhaps the technomats were careless during maintenance. Or it could be the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Gellerfield. Or perhaps there is something to all the stories about the ship being possessed after all.
Lady Theodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread about by uneducated riffraff.
Enough, Abelard. Such hearsay amuses me. Idira eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. This ship is thousands of years old. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folks speak of specters dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live.
Where's your ship headed?
The Rykad system, the domain of rogue trader
I'm gonna have to pee in a second.
one of my
bladder is
peers
extremely full.
and rivals. Besides me, 2 other rogue traders exist in the Coronis Expanse, and each of them possesses resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House von Valancius in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor. I set the course for Rykad on the demand for a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall yet apprise you of the purpose for this voyage, but now is not the time.
Gracious Lord Captain, surely there are ways that I can prove myself a worthy heir.
You can start by not asking questions of this sort. I have no need for sycophants.
Oops.
I will draw my conclusions when an opportunity to prove yourself arises. As for when you will be granted that opportunity, only the God Emperor knows.
No, I have to. I don't want to pee in this chair. It's a really nice chair.
In that case, I shall head to... Disturbances reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated.
Oh, shit. Well, I would have peed myself
I'll make
right
an
there.
example out of you.
Your Emperor won't save you!
Initiative. All combatants act in turns, and their order is determined by an initiative roll. The order of turns is displayed on the left side of the screen, from bottom to top. The character at the very bottom goes first, then the one above them, and so on. I'm not even gonna click got it, I'm gonna go pee.